We're really pleased to have now in the ServPro studio David Fulgham of Fulgham's Inc. And it's one of the most unique businesses that I've ever encountered. David, good morning to you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Craig.
You guys are in the tree business. Now, there are some people who cut down trees for a living, and we see their trucks rolling around. Fulgham's Incorporated, for a lot of years now, has been in the business of maintaining tree health. Is that an accurate description?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
In terms of homeowners who have trees, and we talked about this the first time we met, some homeowners don't realize the value and the asset that those trees provide to their property.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Homeowners have a duty of care to care for their trees, and they can be assets or they can be liabilities.
Sure. Your what you call risk assessment of trees, and people, the average person, a homeowner, goes out and says, this tree looks a little different. The leaves are different, and there's some. And you guys come in and actually assess the potential, negative things and the potential problems the tree could have. That's very scientific work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We need to come in and look at the site, the health of the tree, if there's any defects in the tree, and how that could relate to possible risk, tree
Absolutely.
risk.
Yeah, and we don't realize sometimes things could be going on with a tree, maybe even some things that we're doing on our property that are damaging the tree. Talk about some of the things that you shouldn't do in terms of keeping those and preserving the tree's health.
Yes, sir. The root system's close to the soil surface, so trenching, soil compaction, construction around trees can have a very adverse effect on a tree's root system and possibly make it unstable and more susceptible to.
There are a lot of people who had a problem with not being able to park in the grove. There's a reason for that, right? It wasn't just an issue of crowds, or it had a lot to do with the trees, didn't it?
So, yes, sir. Soil compaction, all the foot traffic, all the cars, that is terrible for a root system and compacting the soil.
In our area, and you guys, Fulgham Inc., by the way, you guys cover really the southeast in maintaining tree health for not only homeowners, but also large colleges and all sorts of institutions and hospitals and that sort of thing. So it's a widespread service that you provide to a lot of people in a lot of areas of the southeast. But in our area, if you were to advise someone who wanted just good shade in his backyard, where you could go in and really advise what trees would be best and where they should be located, couldn't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Looking at soil types, climate, zoning, and the space available for the tree. You don't want to plant a 80-foot tall tree in a small area. You got to look at the rooting space and just the general location of where you're putting it.
And as we talked about, trees and the percentage of your home's value, property's value, trees play a very important, and maybe a larger percentage than most of us realize. When you talk about a tree that's having difficulty, you have a system in place that you guys, if you guys are on the cutting edge of technology and your expertise in this field is amazing. But you can literally go in and doctor a tree. Talk about that a little bit and how you can make a sick tree well again. I guess.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The trees going into decline from root damage, from soil compaction, and not getting the water and the oxygen that they need. So we go in and work with soils. We've got a patent on a process that we use to fracture the soil to get more water and oxygen to the soil, to the root system, and then injecting liquid materials into that area too to help develop the soil health and improve the environment around that root system.
Well, I was reading about trees and their impact on people's health. It's amazing to me that trees are actually beneficial to a person's overall well-being. I know we like to look at trees, we enjoy the shade, but it has a much deeper effect than just that, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. Hospitals like to plant trees near windows so patients can see trees. There's studies that show that trees have an impact on crime rates in communities. People people want to move to communities that have tree canopies.
Sure.
And
when potential buyers are looking at your property, a lot of people say, I know that I've experienced this in our own the home selling experience. Wow, we love the trees back here. You know, we love these pines. But what in our area the most? I know there are a lot of people are very popular. There are a lot of trees that are very popular. What do you recommend for folks to if they are planting trees on their property? The types.
You know, anything native to this area that you can buy within a 200-mile radius of our area, oaks, maples, black gums, ash. There's a lot of good trees that are native to Mississippi. I probably well over 100 different trees.
Are there some that are tougher, I guess, for lack of a better term, or you know, can survive more than a little less delicate and fragile than other trees?
Any oak tree, excluding a water oak, is going to be a hardy tree that's going to adapt well to our environment.
Sure. All right. If you have questions about trees on your property, and maybe it's property you manage in a hospital or a campus environment, you guys go all over the Southeast. You have teams of, and you're not just guys who know tree. You have an extensive education. You and your team have extensive education in this area.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about those credentials, because it's amazing to me.
Well, all of our guys have degrees in forestry or urban forestry or turf, golf and sports turf management, which
Sure.
brings a great addition to the team. But one of my guys is finishing up his master's in forestry. I'm in the process of finishing up my master's, and you know, and you couple that with experience and almost 30 years of saving trees and working with trees, and we, you know,
Yep.
patents.
You know your trees. Yeah. Well, we certainly thank you for your time today. If anyone has information or needs information on the services provided, FulghamsInc.com is a great website. You can ask questions. You can come into contact with these tree professionals and have them come out and assess whatever situation you have, or you can call toll free. You got a toll free number around the area, I know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1-800-316-6690. 6630.
All right, David, you don't call that number much.
No, I don't.
All right. Well, the best place, I tell you, for the it's 1-800-316-6630, and the best place to get all the opportunity on consultation on tree preservation services. You'll meet the team. You'll see, you know, how these guys are what they say on the website, saving our urban forests one tree at a time, because it is nowadays. Isn't that's a concern for a lot of communities, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, we appreciate you. David Fulgham from Fulgham's Inc., tree preservation company and service, pioneers of patented technology. Call them today if you need more information at 1-800-316-6630. I'll write it down for you, man. Okay? Thank you, buddy. Appreciate David for being